Good afternoon and welcome to the SUPE chat. My name is Dr. Shane Robbins. I'm the Superintendent of Schools for the Dorchester School District 2. I'm joined today by the District Safety Officer, Preston Giet, and we really wanted to share with the community the decision-making process that has taken place as we prepare for the impending tropical storm. First, it's important for everyone to know that safety is and always will be our top priority in the Dorchester School District 2. But with that said, it's important to understand that sometimes the worst reaction can be an overreaction. So there's a lot that goes into play when we make a decision on whether we're going to cancel school, we're going to enact our e-learning protocols, and different scenarios like that. So 3 key points that I want to share with you today to give you an idea for what the future looks like, and so you have a better understanding of what we're doing behind the scenes. We'll talk a little bit about our planning process, and the internal and external partners that we work with. We're going to give you a little idea of who those partners are, and then how we finally come up with a decision when we're going to enact any of our protocols. So with all that being said, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Giet, who's been very instrumental in the planning process for this current event. So, Preston.
All right. Appreciate that, Dr. Robbins. So we're very lucky in Dorchester 2 that we have some really good community partners and resources. I know the school year is only 180 days a year, but we work year-round in this office, and we work hand-in-hand with Dorchester County Emergency Management Department, our first responders, law enforcement partners, as well as the Red Cross to develop sheltering procedures and protocols and things like that. So we work year-round, and really the majority of our planning is actually done when it's not an emergency situation. We do a lot of it over the summer, a lot of it in the spring when the threat of snowstorms and hurricanes and that kind of thing really aren't a factor for us. So we really spend a lot of time doing that. The process when we have an inclement weather event coming up is that emergency management over Dorchester County will generally reach out to me at the very first inkling they have that we could be experiencing some possibly bad weather that might affect our schools. As soon as they get that information to me, I go ahead and put that bug in our leaderships here, so our superintendent, assistant superintendents, grade level supervisors and things like that, so that they have that at least in their mind that we may need to make some preparations. It's really important though that we wait at least until we have some reasonable idea, a reliable idea of what that storm is going to look like. As you all know, when you start watching a hurricane 10, 12, 14 days out, that track can really change very drastically, and it can change very quickly. The severity of the storm can also change very drastically and very quickly. So it's really important that we start the planning process as soon as we have an idea that something might be coming, and then we really hone that process down and get those procedures in place as that storm gets closer. And that's the process that we used to this particular event. I actually alerted last Wednesday or Thursday, alerted our leadership that there's a storm out there and it looks like it could be tracking in this general direction. I sent regular updates to them as I got them from emergency management on Saturday and Sunday, and then by the time we got the 2 a.m. update on Monday morning, we knew it was something that we really needed to start taking a very close look at. And you can really see over the last 2 or 3 days, things have still changed, even since Monday morning. So once we have all that information and we have that process or that idea in place of what that storm is going to look like and a reliable track, then we can really start planning as a district into what we want to do. And that's when Dr. Robbins and his team really step in and start looking at what all of our options are.
So when we look at our options, we talk about the protocols we have in place and our administrators start preparing. But I think a really important fact to consider is in the Tri-County area, we have over 100,000 students. And so we work together real closely with our Tri-County superintendent partners to discuss the initiatives and the protocols that we're going to enact. So we're really trying to respond in a similar fashion. Now, obviously, I'm focused on the 26,000 students and 3,500 employees in Dorchester School District 2, but it is good to be a good steward and a good partner when we discuss these things. And so we've had a couple of conference calls with the Low Country superintendents. We're all really pretty similar in what we think our responses are going to be. And so it was at that point where I felt really comfortable for us to take it the next step and send out the messaging. Again, we try to get that information out as quickly as we can to our community so you can prepare for the event and prepare for your students who may not be in school for the next couple of days. But again, we have to take our time when we look at these things so that we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's. So we feel very confident. We may have been a little conservative in our initiation of 2 days of e-learning, but again, because wind gusts are so unpredictable and because there is state statute that guides when we can have buses on the road, we felt like it was probably in the best interest of all involved to do that. It takes one bad situation for this to be something that we can't rebound from, and so we just felt like this was in our best interest to go this route. So with all that being said, we will have e-learning days on Thursday and Friday of this week. All after-school activities Thursday and Friday are canceled. We will still maintain our after-school activities today, and then we'll see how the storm progresses, and we'll make a decision on whether we allow for after-school or extracurricular activities on Saturday. So please stay on our website. We'll keep that updated as quickly as possible. And for those of you who took the time to watch this, for Mr. Giet and myself, we thank you. And again, just know we're here to serve our community and make sure we keep things as safe as possible. So everybody have a great afternoon.